Welcome back. Yes, a kick downstairs is certainly a demotion. Now, David, all of those numbers and things that Hugh just tossed around and then kind of smiled sweetly at the end of it all, he certainly seems to be getting away with a lot tonight.
He's getting off scot-free, in fact, which is one of the words I want to touch on tonight. And the word actually means to escape without punishment or consequence, of course.
But is it actually anything to do with Scotland?
It's not directly. The link actually is Scandinavian because the word Scot derives from skatter, S-K-A-T-T-R, I believe, which is Old Norse for treasure or tax. And because the Scandinavian overlords, often the Vikings who did invade England at various phases through history, they would extract this tax from the landowners or the land users. And to escape that would be to escape the scot or scot-free. Now, what's interesting is that the word that's related a little more closely to Scotland, that also has a financial connection, is the word male, M-A-L-E, which was Middle English for tribute or rent. And it's where we get the word blackmail from. Oh. And blackmail essentially was, while all landowners had to pay a variation of rent, or mail as it was called, white mail in fact, the blackmail, which was the sort of illegal side of it, was extorted by these freebooting kind of clan chieftains who would extract money just to protect their livestock and their property.
So this was kind of like an ancient protection racket.
Exactly right. It's like protection money that you had to pay these chieftains just to sort of preserve your flock and chattels. So there's two words, both of which have an English connection, one via Scandinavia and one working its way into Scotland.
Great words. Thank you, David.
Pleasure.
Let's check our scores, and Hugh is on 7. Dave is just 1 point ahead on 8 as we head into our next letters game. And Dave, what would you like?
I'd like a consonant, please.
Thanks, Dave. N.
And a vowel.
E.
And a consonant.
S.
And a vowel.
A.
And a consonant.
D.
And a consonant.
P.
And a vowel.
I.
And a consonant.
T.
And a vowel.
And lastly, O.
Thanks, Lily. 30 seconds. How many for you this time, Dave?
7.
Hugh?
7.
Let's start with yours, Hugh.
Adipose.
And yours, Dave?
Pointed.
2 great words.
Excellent play. Good sevens. Adipose meaning fatty, and pointed, that either a pointed remark or a pointed stick. Excellent sevens. I found a 9.
I felt the sudden urge to cluck instead of clap.
I have got no idea why that happened, but finally, after 9 episodes, it's taken a while, this series, and the word is antipodes.
Ah, great stuff, Dave.
Thank you.
Very nice. It is such a pleasure to have our first 9 of the series. It is, of course.
It is.
Our first 9 of the
Our
series.
first full Monty.
Beautiful. And to me, antipodes is a particularly nice word as well. So well done, David. Well done to Hugh and Dave. 7 points each. In fact, just before we go on to the next letter game, David, just going back to that 9-letter word, antipodes, I was thinking of it then as being like Australia. We often refer to Australia as the antipodes, but wouldn't that be with a capital A?
It is with a capital A, and often that reference is made from people in Europe because antipodes with a small a, as in this case, actually describes 2 points on a globe or on the Earth that are diametrically opposite each other. And it comes from Latin via Greek, which is it means with feet opposite. So if you consider someone standing in the UK, then the opposite position would be around about where we are now. So
Does that mean you could make it an antipode?
there is such thing as an antipode, and antipodes you could see as being the plural of that, but the large A, the capital A, is Australia or New Zealand generally.
A lovely 9, though.
Yeah, thank you.
Hugh, we are going to move on to some more letters now, and would you choose them for us?
Could I start with a vowel, please?
Thanks, Hugh. A.
And another vowel?
E.
And another vowel?
U.
And a consonant?
R.
Another consonant?
S.
One more consonant?
L.
A vowel?
I.
Another vowel?
O.
And finish with a consonant, thanks.
And lastly, H.
And here's the clock. How many for you that time, Hugh?
Just a 6.
And Dave?
I'm going to go for a 7.
Let's start with Hugh's 6 first then.
Holia.
And Dave, your 7?
Areolus.
Ooh, that's a cracker, David.
Areola, Dave, is here as being a small circle of skin, and areoli is the plural, but there's no areolus US. So a risky 7, didn't pay off. Holier than thou takes you back to you, Hugh, with a 6. Well played. And air holes was the 8 that I found, which if you are sending something to the antipodes that's breathing or needs to remain fresh, make sure you put them in your parcel.
Thanks, David, and 6 points for Hugh. Time for more maths now, and Dave, you're sitting there next to the Prince of Wild Numbers, but are you going to be quite so reckless?
No, I'm not going to at all. I'm going to have 2 large ones and 4 small.
Thanks, Dave. 2 large and 4 small.
Nice, so family mix.
Yeah, I need a break, I think. Numbers 2, 4, 8, 7, and the 2 large, 75 and 100. The target, 736.
Let's chase it. How close did you get, Dave?
736.
736, spot on target. That's lovely. Hugh?
739.
Okay, Dave, well done. Take us through your method, please.
Well, I took 100 and added 4 to make 104.
100 plus 4,
I timed that by 7
add
to get
7,
728
728.
and added the 8.
Add the 8, 736. Well done.
Very neat. Beautifully done, Dave. Right on target, Lily. Did you do it the same way?
Same way.
Great approach. And 10 very valuable points for Dave. Hugh is on 20. Dave is on 25. As we head into our next break and another word mix for you. This time it's aced cola. And your clue, recognition of merit. Back very shortly.